Welcome back, Warriors diehards. Before we jump into tonight's sizzling speculation, make sure you crush that like button and subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report so you never miss a single beat from Chase Center. Imagine a scenario so shocking. It sends tremors through the Bay Area. Whispers that one of Golden State's most electrifying young forwards might be shown the exit door by Coach Steve Kerr himself. Yes, you heard that right. Rumors are swirling that a player who once dazzled with highlight reel athleticism and raw scoring punch could soon find himself on an uncertain path away from the blue and gold. But who is this rising star, and what has led to this potential crossroads in his career? Let's peel back the layers without giving too much away too soon. It all started with an off-the-cuff comment on a popular radio show in San Francisco, where the man who has steered Golden State through dynasties and title runs dropped a bombshell. He spoke of relationships, of trust, and of alignment with the team's evolving vision, yet he hinted that one particular young wing might not fit the puzzle as snugly as once thought. The coach described their bond as strong, praised the players' work ethic and character, but admitted that sometimes even the most promising talents need to weigh their options elsewhere. Could this be a veiled way of signaling a parting of ways? Flashback to moments earlier in the season when this player seized the spotlight. During a stretch of games when Stephen Curry sat out with a nagging thigh injury, the club's young phenom erupted for an average north of 20 points, splashing threes at an impressive clip and silencing doubters with his fearless drives to the rim. Analysts marveled at his 55% shooting from the field and near 39% from downtown. Fans dubbed him the future and dreamed of pairing his explosive athleticism with Curry's silky range. Yet now, even those standout performances are being re-examined under a different light. In recent weeks, his minutes have dwindled. Gone are the extended rotations on back-to-back nights. Instead, he finds himself spectating from the bench, watching as veteran role players and borderline rotation pieces carve out opportunities. Observers note that after one particular regular season finale, he didn't take the floor at all, an ominous sign that something deeper might be stirring in the Warriors' front office. The question on everyone's lips: has the honeymoon period ended? Consider the strategic landscape. Golden State has always thrived on continuity and cohesion, ball, movement, unselfish play, defensive versatility. But with a championship window that demands razor-sharp alignment and an unrelenting hunger to win now, the brass may be less tolerant of developmental detours. If the organization decides that this young athlete's trajectory doesn't align with its immediate goals, they could explore buyouts, trades, or even a surprising outright release. Few decisions carry as much weight. Losing a gifted two-way wing in exchange for salary relief or a future draft asset could reshape the roster in unforeseen ways. Yet, the situation isn't black and white. Teammates have publicly expressed their admiration for the player's spirit and potential. The two veterans most closely tied to the franchise's identity, one, a two-time MVP with an unmatched handle, the other, a defensive stalwart who anchors every rotation, have both praised his resilience. They've highlighted countless late-night gym sessions and moments when he stepped up as an unexpected hero. If their voices carry weight in the locker room, could they sway management toward granting him one more chance to prove himself? Let's not forget the young man's own perspective. In his few public remarks, he's acknowledged the highs and lows of life under the Warriors' bright lights. He's thanked the coaching staff for their guidance, admitted to feeling the pressure of high expectations, and professed a burning desire to grow. Yet, his comments have also hinted at a yearning for stability and clarity, qualities he may feel are slipping through his fingers as uncertainty mounts. Could he have begun exploring interest from other clubs, curious to see where he might fit best, or even test free agency waters as a restricted free agent this offseason? On the flip side, front office rumors suggest discussions have already taken place behind closed doors. Potential trade partners are being vetted, scouts are evaluating fit, and executives are weighing the cost of parting with a promising talent versus the benefits of reallocating that roster spot. The Warriors hold considerable sway in the marketplace. Few teams can offer the bright lights of a championship contender. Could they leverage that allure to extract the maximum return? Or will they opt for a more discreet buyout, allowing the player to choose his next destination as a free agent? Meanwhile, the whispers echo in every corner of the franchise's orbit. Local podcasts devoted to the Warriors dissect minute-by-minute footage, searching for signs. A curt nod after a missed defensive assignment, a subdued demeanor on the bench, or a sidelong glance exchanged with the coaching staff. Social media channels are ablaze with speculation. Fan-made highlight reels paired with dramatic captions asking, "Should the Warriors let him go?" Heated debates unfold in barbershops and sports bars alike, where partisanship runs hot and loyalty to the blue and gold is matched only by the belief in this kid's untapped ceiling. Behind the scenes, the narrative grows more complex. Imagine a decision tree that branches in multiple directions, a buyout that frees up cap space and grants the player agency, a trade that nets a veteran shooter and a protected pick, or a reluctant retention with explicit performance benchmarks tied to his contract extension. Each path carries its own calculus, cap ramifications, locker room chemistry, future draft positioning, and, of course, the delicate balance of trust between coach and player. So, when will the final verdict drop? Sources suggest that as the off-season flurry gathers pace, draft combine, free agency drives, preseason camps, the organization will need to move decisively. If they linger too long, they risk missing out on ideal trade partners or squandering room in their salary cap plans. Conversely, a rushed move could be criticized as short-sighted, trading away long-term upside for marginal gains. But hold on. After all this build-up, it's time to reveal the young man at the center of this swirling. Maelstrom Jonathan Kuminga. Yes, the high-flying forward who once seemed poised to be the Warriors' next breakout star is now facing the very real possibility of being shown the door. Could this be the crossroads that defines his career? Will he seize a fresh start elsewhere? Or will Golden State have second thoughts and reinvest in his raw potential? Only time will tell. For now, Warriors Nation, keep your eyes glued to every report, every cryptic quote from the coaching staff, and every tweet that hints at a seismic roster shakeup. The future of Jonathan Kuminga and the composition of this championship-hungry team hangs in the balance. Stay tuned, because this drama is far from over, and we'll be right here with all the updates as they unfold. Before we dive into the heart of this off-season saga, do yourself a favor and tap that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and ring the bell so you're locked in for every twist and turn as this story unfolds. Now, Warriors Nation, let's talk consequences. If Golden State ultimately parts ways with Jonathan Kuminga, it sends a clear message that no one, no matter how gifted or promising, stands above the team's immediate championship aspirations. On one hand, the Warriors could free up critical cap space to pursue a veteran floor spacer or bolster their front court depth, addressing the very gaps that haunted them late in the playoffs. Imagine using that financial flexibility to sign a proven sharpshooter who instantly complements Curry and Thompson, or to bring in a defensive-minded wing who can steady the ship alongside Draymond Green. Such roster tweaks might keep Golden State's title window wide open, perhaps even extending it by allowing Coach Kerr to field a more balanced rotation built for the unique demands of a modern pace and space era. Yet, on the other hand, releasing or trading Kuminga risks alienating a segment of the fan base that has celebrated every dunk, every high-flying hustle play, and every late-night highlight that this young phenom produced. You'd be sacrificing a homegrown talent whose ceiling still looms tantalizingly high and inviting criticism that the organization prioritized short-term gain over long-term growth. Could a buyout backfire by fueling rumors that the Warriors are in win-now-at-all-costs mode, possibly scaring off future prospects who want assurance that their development will be nurtured. Then there's the human element. Kuminga has shown resilience in the face of adversity, building camaraderie in the locker room and earning public praise from both Curry and Green. If management severs that bond, will it leave a void in team chemistry or generate unwelcome friction as new pieces are brought in? Consider also the ripple effects across the league. Word spreads fast when a franchise of Golden State's stature makes a bold move. Other front offices will be watching closely. If the Warriors shed youth for a veteran rental, competitors may follow suit, accelerating a trend toward shorter windows and more ruthless roster churn. Conversely, a decision to stand pat and recommit to Kuminga's growth could signal to the NBA that Golden State believes in sustainable team building, potentially influencing market dynamics in years to come. From a tactical standpoint, let's examine possible landing spots for he who once seemed destined to flourish in Oakland and San Francisco. Teams on the rise might covet his blend of athleticism and upside, offering draft picks and veteran role players in return. Or perhaps a buyout becomes the cleanest path. Kuminga hits free agency, and contenders scramble to woo him with promises of playing time and developmental support. Could he reinvent himself elsewhere and return to haunt his former team in the playoffs? The what-ifs are endless. As the Warriors enter draft combine workouts and free agency negotiations, front office whispers suggest they're moving swiftly. Time is of the essence. Once the July moratorium lifts and contracts start flying off the board, options will narrow. If Golden State hesitates, they risk losing leverage and settling for a less valuable return. But if they act decisively, they could extract maximum value, whether that's a veteran sharpshooter, a second-round pick sweetener, or even a swap for a younger two-way wing. And then, of course, there's the intangible factor. How will Steve Kerr handle the aftermath publicly? Will he frame the move as a strategic pivot, a necessary evolution to chase another title, or will he pay tribute to Kuminga's contributions and keep the door open for a potential reunion down the road? Kerr's messaging will shape fan sentiment and set the tone for what's sure to be a storyline that dominates headlines. So here we stand at the crossroads of loyalty and ambition, development and immediacy, youth and experience. The decision on Kuminga will ripple through locker room dynamics, influence the Warriors' next championship push, and send a powerful signal to every player eyeing Golden State as a potential landing spot. But what do you think, Warriors faithful? Does the promise of immediate upgrades outweigh the value of nurturing a homegrown star? Or should the organization stay the course and bet on Kuminga's upside, trusting that the right role and opportunity will unlock his full potential? I, for one, feel torn. On one hand, I'm eager to see this team reinforced with proven veterans who can seamlessly slot into Kerr's system. On the other, I've cheered every electrifying play Jonathan has delivered, and I can't help but hope he gets another shot in the blue and gold. I can't wait to read your takes in the comments below. Let's get this debate raging. If you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to Warriors News Fan Report, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update on this developing story or any other Golden State news. Until next time, stay golden.